right. Is it going already? Dan, is it going already over in YouTube? Let's take a quick. Yes. Okay. It is live. Yes. Okay. Oops. I'm not sure how I did that. All right. So, welcome everybody, and let's get going here. So this is the Bookmap Academy meeting we do every Thursday, and part of the program here over at Bookmap. There's no cost to it, and it's a mentoring and coaching program here. You create content. You basically journal your trading activity, mark up your charts, show others like where you got in, why, how, etc. And then we'll give you feedback, and then you will document this, and over time, then there's a whole process in here. It's kind of a pathway. So let me show you where you can find out more information about that. From bookmap.com. Just go to bookmap.com and then click on the more button here, and you'll see under community here Bookmap Academy. Right, so click on that and you go through the process in here, and we'll explain a little bit about this right now with the next couple of slides, and then we'll come in here during Thursday meetings and we'll go over your content, and we'll give you the mic, let you explain, so we can get some feedback. A few different things happening here. So tomorrow, 10 a.m. East Coast time, we're hosting a webinar with Moby. You guys might know Moby. He's been with Bookmap for a long time, and I think since 2015 he's been a Bookmap user. Anyway, he is also he's not a professional coder, but he's been coding for quite a while. And then the vibe coding came around and he's hit this full stride. So we're going to open up a room over in Bookmap, a chat room, and vibe coding with Moby. And he's already got a bunch of stuff he's already coded up in Bookmap. So tips and tricks and how to do this, get involved, start coding yourself, and this is a new direction for us. So really looking forward to it. Tomorrow is the icebreaker with the webinar at 10 a.m. So usually I go at 10 a.m. on Fridays. It'll be Moby. I will actually go right after. His will probably be like 45 minutes to an hour long, and then I'll just take it from there. So for the All Markets webinar, and then we'll talk more about the room and what this is all about. All right. So also Bookmap in French. I don't know if you guys saw this or if you speak French. We have a bunch of languages now for Bookmap: German, French, Portuguese, English, of course. I think it might be even Dutch. I don't know. Anyway, another slide here. Congratulations on the upgrade. So last week it was Vinfra. He part of the Bookmap Academy. So he's upgraded to Bookmap Junior Academy. Also Tomi, PMag, and Toboho Q. So all of you guys have met your thresholds and your quota. You've been doing good work, and so now this is what I was just talking about earlier from this Bookmap Academy page in here, and you can apply right here. There's no cost to it. You will need to provide your email, but the first step is when you apply, and then the first step is you'll be invited to the Bookmap Junior Academy when you start creating consistent and pretty good content. And this is the proving ground or testing ground. So you know, now you have you've put in the effort. Let's take a look, see what you got for the next month. And if you guys have good content and you do one per day, then you will be invited to the Bookmap Academy. In the Bookmap Academy, you can get Bookmap for free. If you double your quota, have 2 markups per day, you can also get add-ons like the stops and icebergs indicator for free. Might as well go all the way through the pathway here. You can become a coach later. and you'll get all of these things, plus you'll get data for free. And you will turn around and help the people in the applicants and the junior Bookmap Junior Academy members by giving them feedback and being on this call. And then finally, the fourth step here is become a streamer if you're interested in doing that over at Bookmap. All right, so that's the process there. Yeah, congratulations, guys. Great work. You've been very dedicated, and I think it just shows in the work how much you have progressed. So congratulations to you guys. Our Bookmap Academy process and building out the playbook. I'm just going to go through this very, very briefly. Impetus, what's moving the market, key levels on our higher time frames. Then you start to look when price comes up into those areas, developing your scenarios and your strategies of what you want to do. Look at the time of day and other indicators, or not indicators, other things to take a look at for filtering. And then it comes down to your setup, and that's what we go through in the Bookmap Academy meetings in here, and that's what you mark up. You should know your setup extremely well. It's a checklist. Basically, you grade it, you determine how much risk and sizing you want to put on, and you just wait for the order flow to execute. So this is the process we use, and this is what you're journaling here as you become better traders. And then again, that pathway to free Bookmap, free add-ons and data, etc. And the pilot program is a subsector of that Bookmap Academy that focuses only on, well, we focus on truly focus on building an edge. It's not only building an edge. It's turning out to be get really into the details of building out your trading plan as well. But we have to start here because this is where it all begins. You should have an edge when you trade, and a lot of traders that I came across did not have an edge. So we put this program together. There's a process, a structure, a measurable and testable, and is very fast, easy method, I think, to building out your edge, and then you're going to be a much better trader after that. Anyway, if you're interested in that, I can show you that as well. Just go to bookmap.com on that more button, and then under community, you'll see it under here, Bookmap, Bruce's pilot program here. And you will need to have Bookmap Global Plus for this. You have to have a subscription in order to play the files in replay mode, etc. So just fill out the information here, and then you should get access. Anyway, let's go through the disclosures and we'll jump in. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, thank you everybody, and let's jump in. Let's see who's in the room here, and we can invite them up to the stage, and we'll invite some of the Bookmap Academy coaches up here as well. Okay, Trading is Life, DNT, and we are good to go. All right, and let's see here. Who do you have, David? I think
I've got Jimmy and Nan.
Okay.
And I did have a look along Trader HE.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to look at his trades.
Okay.
So, yeah, Jimmy, you're in the room.
Yep, Jimmy and Nan are here, and let's start with Nan because it's been a while. We covered Jimmy, I think, not last time, but the time before,
Yep.
And then we'll go over him next. All right, nice. So let me find the. There it is.
So on.
Yeah.
Lovely bit of charting here, Bruce. Lovely bit of charting. We've got from Nan, good annotation. We've got the checklist running through. He's going to talk us through. He's marked the chart really well. We have that transition. My usual line, Bruce, of 1 minute we're selling and then we're buying. He's marked that with a volume. But if he's on the stage, I'm going to throw him the mic if that's okay.
All right. All right. Nan, welcome.
Hi, Bruce. Hi, coaches and fellow traders. Glad to be here.
Hello, sir.
Welcome, pleasure. So do you want to take us through this one from the other day? This is a trend line break and accumulation. Really nice chart here, buddy. Really, really nice. I like the entry. I like the stop management that you've done, the way you chase it up, the way it's marked, everything else. But yeah, you talk us through, please.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks. I actually I think I posted this one yesterday, so it's sort of fresh in my mind there. And um, so it's unusual that I would actually no, that's something else I was looking at trading before the cash opening, but um, the trend line break or trend line came down quite orderly and the accumulation were present, 3+ levels. So it's pretty straightforward. It broke the structure, but then it began to have these wide swings, and
So,
when that happens, it gives you um, uncertainty about whether or not it's going to go in whatever direction. And on top of that, it was not at the key level. Um, It was just a retest on that second, uh, drop down. At that
mm,
point, the volume began to come in as
it
it did
does,
on the
doesn't it?
first leg, and that got my attention. And then I began to see the real picture, and then we had the thought of just where my entry is. I saw that pullback
Yeah.
um, identify as a not an official low volume pullback, but something with similarities. The volume was low. It was all on red bars, but they were pretty small. And then I drew that trend line, and that helped me to identify, well, this could be really moving in the direction that I wanted to. And on that first volume bar, the large green one just below, that was another indication that everything was moving in the right direction. So I took the entry there as I had it marked there. And the liquidity down below, I noticed that that was being resisted, which
Mhm.
also brought confidence to a trade decision. And then, Bruce, just below where I have that low volume exhaustion, that arrow, there is a little bit of skew right there. No, up on the upper arrow to the right of it, there's a skew liquidity.
Mhm.
Um, if you go up above the word exhaustion,
Oh, okay.
to the right, yeah,
In here.
right,
Okay.
right, yeah, correct. So then that again helped to add um, towards the potential for the trade. From there, it moved nicely with some minor swings. They were not deep or worrisome. And once it got to the top, there was lots of liquidity levels throughout. So you never know when it's going to end, whether it's going to end at 64.80 or not. But it started to move sideways. The volume decreased tremendously. There was some red, right? Yeah, there was some red volume bars there that told me that things were slowing down. It had the potential to move higher, but I was satisfied with the move at this point in time, so I exited at that
Perfect.
level there. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's it, David.
Perfect. No, really good, good charting, and your exit's fine. Perfect. I don't know if you heard John and me talking pre, sort of clicking on YouTube, and we were both trading alongside each other today up to a particular level. And John got out a little bit before me. I rolled the dice, and let's say on this chart here, I was willing to let it try and go up to, to the 80 level, and it did get to the 80 level. But there's other days it doesn't. So, and there's two traders there that do this every day of the week. You're doing it fine. Absolutely perfect. The only thing I was going to add, if Bruce can come down to the chart below Bruce, I've taken Nan's chart and I've just done my usual or more regular David out with his crayons.
Oh yeah, that looks like David. Yeah.
Crayola crayons out here.
That's
Or
sick. You might as well sign it, David here.
yeah, angels and angles. The angle up's pretty much the angle coming down. And today we saw some glorious angles. They were nearly 90 degrees off, and they were 90 degrees. But my tip here, Nan, is that of that channel, the lower green line, as I've shown on previous weeks, I'm starting to draw those soon as I think we're starting to turn. Now, some of my charts do end up as a cat's cradle. You've seen those in previous weeks when I've shared them. So as a tip, when you're thinking for this turn, get drawing really early, because it does give you confidence on the shape, where you're getting the higher highs, as Bruce was showing a moment ago. You're getting the lower highs or higher lows in the right direction. Thanks, Bruce. And then when you are getting that breakout on your entry, you're in mid-channel, you've got the volume with you, and off you go. Now, you might say, Bruce, others might say, I might say, actually a safer entry could be around about the 69, 70 level when you've broken out of that structure. Or you could say, actually, there was an entry much further back just after 10 o'clock, David, where the volume really picked up that area there. But that is higher risk. That's perhaps, don't trip too much. That sort of trades often I'm going in really, really early, but I'm drawing those lines. But should I throw this over to John? Because John's going to talk about liquidity, I'm sure, please, Nan, if that's okay with you.
Sure. Well, let's see. Coming in down until 10 o'clock, clearly the market's trending down. And then there's a lot of net buyers that come into the market, and that's the telltale that, hey, we might turn here. So I think that it would be aggressive getting long in there, but that's the beginning of the trend line break accumulation trade. You need to have that accumulation, and so for 10 minutes, I mean, it just goes back and forth, 10 handles wide. You could really get hurt in there. And I think where the volume bars are really helpful, you begin to see the net buyers begin to take over at 10:10. Right in there. Exactly.
Yes.
That's when you know, okay. And right at that point also, you have new liquidity coming into the market above. So you have an imbalance of liquidity above the market. Exactly, Bruce. And you have this volume coming in, these net buyers. I thought your entry was perfect, and you're getting in with the volume. You felt very little heat. There's a little bit of skew underneath there that you can bring your stop up just like you did. And you went up to your target in liquidity. I thought it was perfectly done. And like David said, that angle is something to really pay attention to. And that should give you some confidence that, hey, you're going to reach the upper tier of that liquidity with that angle there. Because once the S&P starts rolling, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that thing. It'll clean your clock for you. But I thought that was very well done. So the guide here is those volume bars and the volume dots that went from a downward market to a sideways, pretty ugly for 10 minutes, and then you got the break with volume. So I thought that was a great read by you, Nan. Very consistent with what you're doing. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you. I follow.
And
Yes.
these ideas of order flow, does that give you confidence? I mean, when you're sitting in front of your screen, do you feel better now than before? When you were trading, perhaps with another platform or outside the academy? Do you get a sense of the order flow working to where you're in sync with it?
Yes, John. It's all the confidence I have now. What I used before to try to achieve the same result, it's just not reliable, and it's just so complicated, and there's so much uncertainty. This makes it simple, plain.
Very good.
The plain things are the main things, and the main things are the plain things. And this
Yep.
is what I would sum up this,
Yep.
entire order flow and the heat map summation to, in one sentence. And from your John, from your expertise, I have actually uh, gain more confidence with those levels of liquidity bands
Mhm.
on the screen here.
Mhm.
That in itself helps to even sharpen my edge
Mhm.
that I never had before. So it gave me confidence. and I've played with it, back and forth. So, I love that, and then David's drawing, obviously. David, I'll have to learn to do the angle or channel drawing like you do. I do it horizontally right now, and
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that. I'll have to transition to give it some angle and kind of feel that one out before I actually play with it. But yeah, I do a lot of drawing and sometimes too much, but it's helping me overall. But yeah, John, to your point, yes. Thank you.
Excellent. 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 Yeah. So you have volume and liquidity working together in sync. I think that's extremely powerful. And the one word that you use there that I just think is paramount is simple. Keep it simple. It'll keep your confidence up. You understand, basically what you're doing. You get to where it's so complex, I just get confused and then I lose my confidence. I think it's important that you keep it simple. And this is all it needs. You can make a living off of this. This is all you need to do. There's a few nuances that you can add, but principally, this is it. Bruce?
Wow, great discussion. I'm going to keep it going. And just so trading is life, we don't take anything away from him, so he can comment. You're up, sir.
Hey, thank you, Bruce. Good afternoon, everybody. Nam, I just think I just want to just reiterate what David and John said. I just think you executed this trade very well. You waited, you was very patient, and you didn't get caught up in the noise and the back and forth. You waited once you saw the volume come in. You saw the exhaustion, you saw the volume come in, then you entered the trade. The only thing I think this is more of a breakout trade, more less than a low volume pullback, because it exhausted and then it just ripped right up. The only thing I'm gonna comment on, I think you had your stop loss a little too wide. I would have placed my stop loss right underneath that little exhaustion, right underneath the first liquidity. That's where I would have placed my stop loss. Because if it goes through that, it could rip right back down. So
You've learned that off John, haven't you? John. Well done. Yeah, good point.
you see the volume, you see how it's going. There's no reason why it should revert back. So if it reverts back, that means it's gonna go against you. So that's I think you trailed your stop perfectly. That's exactly how you trade. I think you exit with that block of liquidity on top. I think you exit perfectly. You didn't give not much back, close to nothing. But other than that, I just think you executed that trade perfectly. Just your stop loss was a little too wide. That's all.
Perfect. I see now on your tab you've got the TM Lite. Do you use that at all? Do you have a little glance at that? How it sort of cleans up the heat map at all, please?
Yes, that's comfortable for me, so I keep it,
Okay.
in that trade. I've played with it back and forth, but I find this is good for me. Liquidity is the main thing, and I could see the concentration of it with this trade.
Perfect. Bruce, can I ask you to go into the chat and get my first chart up, please, David? This one. Now, this is from today, traders. This is just, remember, I'm UK time, so 14:30 is the cash open. This is one of the posts I did today. Well, the market was just chopping around before it then went up to another all-time high. But the highlight this was marked up already, Bruce, with the green oval. Look at the vol bars. So if you were thinking of short in this market, you're going against what is going on. And this is one of the filters. This is the TM Pro chart. It's 10 and above orders and all the other things I like to do with this one. Nice and clean, Bruce. But really gave me confidence, and I think John, because if I really say John, we're trading alongside each other today, gave us confidence because you're seeing this, you know where the price is trying to go, and that was upwards. And there wasn't a lot of liquidity above, John, from what I recall today, but the volume was there. So yeah, so have a look at that. The try and use the TM line a little bit more if you can, Nan, and do, if you've got time, to share that in your post as well, because it can give a... I'm sounding a bit like Stan here, Bruce, aren't I? I miss Stan. He speaks French, Stan.
Yeah.
Back to you, Bruce. Sorry.
Yes. No, I'm just going to turn it right over to DNT.
My bad.
Yeah,
DNT.
we miss Stan, that's for sure.
We do, don't we? We do.
Yeah, I was thinking about him the other day because he gave me some feedback about a year ago that really made me think and helped me out a little bit, understanding these reversals. And yeah, he was pretty helpful in his feedback. I remember him.
Nice. Yeah, definitely.
I posted a picture there actually, Bruce, and there's really not much other feedback I have other than that. Yeah. That's basically that's exactly probably what I would have done, Nan. I mean, I'm glad that you waited. That's really extremely high volatility as the market came down and then just ripped up, down. I don't know what was going on there, but that is pretty wide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I let's say I trade 3 contracts normally or something,
Yeah.
let's just say 3 contracts normally. Well, this is one of those ones where I'd be scaling down. I'd be probably entering maybe just 1 or 2 contracts on something like this where it's that volatile. That's pretty volatile, but I really like the structure on that. It's just the risk on this is extremely wide. So this would have to be taken with some caution here.
Yeah, it's not so in your face. I agree, but it's still a great trade.
No, but the volume that comes in on the buy side clarifies right where you got in.
It does.
Sure, that was a 10-foot. We talked about that, but then the volume bars, they verify, they confirm. Okay, this thing's ready to go. So I think it was well justified. I don't see the huge amount of risk there with that volume coming in. Now, if you get in, the volume stops, and you get out. But I think he made a good choice there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you say the same thing on the left side where those volume bars are at, and then you get. And then yeah, that's the same. It's essentially the same thing, but this thing has had time to coil at this point. And it's releasing the coil and going into an imbalance almost at this point. So it's not like a V reversal, and it looks like it was going to, but it didn't. And then you're looking at this wide risk where the coil is at, and then having to gauge your risk at that point.
As you guys say, you learn these, you play these. This will be your bread and butter. It really can be.
If you would have got it earlier after the second pullback, it could have been a base hit. It still could have been a good trade, not as good as the original trade that he got in. Because after it looks like a double top, because after it went, then you see the volume coming in. So if he would have entered with the volume and exit right where the large green bubble is, it would have been a profitable trade. But I'm glad he waited through all the noise and got in. I think he got in excellent. His entry was
Nan, I have a question for you. So I mean, I know this is a replay file, but would you have gotten in I don't know, maybe over here someplace, around in here, something like that? Because what I'm trying to drive at is that, well, first off, you have your superpower is your patience, and also your analytical prowess here. Like you really kind of sit back and look at the bigger picture and wait. And what I'm getting at in here is what DNT or Trading His Life was just mentioning about. I mean, these are big swings in here. It's a big move down. Sometimes, what I have found, sometimes your criteria is met. I wouldn't say that have a comment on the criteria here, but like let's suppose it is met in some of these in a place like this or somewhere else, and you get stopped out or you have a small loss, then it presents again, but it's really starting to hit you over the head here. Like it's like, yeah, okay, now it's ready. You know, it looked like it was ready. I took a shot at it, but it wasn't. So I would just to others say, like, if you do get stopped out or feel some pain on some of these, wait and watch, because look how much clearer it is over here. And I think the entry can't be better, to be honest. And you're just doing great work. Furthermore, to comment on a few other things, one thing that John had mentioned, I think, is just paramount. Is okay. We talked a lot about the aggressive volume. We didn't talk so much about the passive, right? When you combine these two things together, that and what you had marked out down here in the bars and the dots, is just really, really a powerful combo. And you're leaning on a lot of buying on both sides, passively and aggressively. Even though what I really like, though, is that you said this is not a key level, so therefore, and you graded your trade up here. So you said it's a 6, okay? And maybe you want to go back and take a look at that, and maybe you'd even put less. I don't know. Also, like, the file here, it just began. I mean, there's a lot left in this. So I don't know what where it went. Did it continue to go? And if it did, then, and you were happy with this, is what you said, and so you took it off. And I'm fine with that. I mean, like, I would just say, like, just trade it again and again, and see if you can get more out of it. And because to me, it still looks like it wants to go. It pulled back, and then it's finding more buyers here. Now, of course, it's trading to all this high liquidity, but you got a lot of buying behind it here. So it hitting 80 and this turning into kind of another flag type of pattern is not out of the question. That said, the way that you trailed your stop, I remember some weeks ago we talked about, like, you were a little too aggressive, and you got stopped out on one of them, and now you're not. This looks great to me. Everything was great. The way that you trailed it, and it's up to you where you want to put your stop loss on it. Trading His Life puts it right down here, but I think it was your stop management was excellent. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Just that key level is a big thing, and like you said, it's not here. This shape in here is really odd. It's a double bottom, but it took a while for this to kind of work out. Anyway,
it is carving higher. That's the thing, Bruce, isn't it? As I've drawn on the other chart, it is gradually going up. So if you've got your lines, whether it's in your head or on the chart, you do get the sense of, yes, we are trying to go back up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, and look at this volume coming in. I mean, you've got, you got a lot of, all of this too. I mean, Nan he nailed it here. He's looking right at it, and then, he's getting in when he sees that, and it's a higher low, and there's more volume, and the skew in the order book underneath. Fantastic.
Great. Everything for me anyway.
Great work. And you're looking at these bigger structures as well. I mean, this time of day in here, we've talked about this many times in the webinars, how a lot of times you get this move down, you get this, and then you
Price
get
gouge.
Yes.
this,
Yeah.
and it looks like it wants to do it here, and it not being a key level, it's like, ooh, like that's where I've been run over many times, anyway, you let it play out. You saw this volume come in. It breaks some structure up here as well. Here's your lower, higher low here, your exhaustion, more volume. Get in, write it up, see what you can get. Anyway, I like the way that you graded this, and that is a 7.5 here. Yet, it's a B or a C, but you took it. You learned a ton along the way, and your grading, and this is not for just you, Nan, I mean just for in general, someone who goes through the process many times with the grading like this is going to have a lot more experience and being able to be a lot more objective about the grading, and how much risk they want to put on it. And that's where the expertise, I feel, comes in, and you're on your way. So great work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Yes.
Well done. Can I throw you to the chat, Bruce, just to pick up my second chart?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, this just about volume. This was yesterday. So again, UK time after London close. It doesn't show my entry because I was in lower down. But just look how, Bruce, we've got, volumes meandering along towards the middle of the chart. Then suddenly up it picks. The green bars are growing. And then later on, we start to get some near vertical buy-in. So if you weren't in, there's opportunity all along that line there with which to get in. So it's about being patient, or those are the things, or here just to scale. But yeah,
Absolutely. And if you're not in, you can add there when you see those
Definitely.
bars come in like that. Absolutely.
That's huge. Yeah.
We talked about that. Geez, I think it was last year, Bruce. Remember when you were saying, you've got a good trade going, you've got your stop in place, you're not going to lose. You see those high volume bars, those net buyers come in, you can join those and add to your position.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. Big time.
Oh, I can just see David right in here just going bang, 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 bang.
You can't stop him.
You should have seen me today, Bruce. I was the market at one stage. But they are. That's the thing. That you've done it a few times. You have the cojones to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And if you're on a bar chart, you don't see that.
You don't know.
No.
Lord, no.
Right?
No. That was a really nice comment, Nan, about how you're able to, or you're answering John's question. So putting these pieces together has made it more objective and simpler for you to see this. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I know what it is doing, and I'm going to take the trade.
Yep.
So great stuff.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Is there?
That's Nan.
I think that's Nan, and okay, so that's that's Nan, and then we got Jimmy.
Is Jimmy?
Jimmy, okay.
Jimmy's in the room. Yeah.
All right. Find that one. There we go.
Fantastic.
Okay. Take it away, guys. Let's bring Jimmy up.
Perfect. So some really nice charts in here, Bruce. And what I'm really liking what he's done, he's done the replay on ES, but he's also done it on NASDAQ as well. And I think there's a good thread here. I mean, you see it, Bruce, with all of us here. We have a bent towards what we're trading. Often there's a lot of NQ traders. There's a lot of ES traders. Then there's traders like John and me. We change week to week, don't we, John, so to speak, on what we're doing. So do trade around and see what you feel. They've all got their own little nuances. And poor or good example, Jimmy, whether it's glasses of beer or something like that, you'll find what you like. So you're doing exactly the right thing. I don't know who got you into that one. But let me throw the mic back to you, please, sir, and you can talk us through these.
Hello.
You
Can
there,
you hear me?
Jimmy? Yeah, we can, fella. Good to have you back.
Nice to meet you. I use TradingView to find the previous levels
Yep.
from the day before, the week before, and the month before. And in this one, it was the day before. We come underneath by a few ticks, and there's a good bit of passive accumulation on the left. And then there's like an area of balance. After that, it breaks structure.
Jimmy, I'm sorry. It's a little hard to hear you. If you can speak up a bit more.
Okay, you hear me better?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's better. Yeah.
Perfect.
So the previous session, we were underneath it. Passive accumulation on. I only seen two levels here, and then the break of structure at 6395. And it pulled back to the top of the balanced area, and then that absorption there was enough for me to think this is a good one.
Yeah.
And I entered on the aggressive accumulation out of that area.
Nice. Yeah.
And my target was the previous day high above it at the 50 level, because I seen the 253 orders, and I thought that it's a big number. We might get there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it didn't. So the trade didn't actually finish by the time the replay finished, but I was happy with the trade.
Oh, definitely. Because the compression sort of flattens what you got out of it, really, because you got in about, what was it, 404, 403. Oh, it's 402, my bad. Yeah, and it's good, great trade. Great trade. And I like the volume bars. They're nice and high here, Jimmy. Were you minded of the century level here, the 6400 level? You know, those levels sometimes, we were just talking about key levels. Sometimes you can get a big reaction on that, and other times it's like, hang on, didn't anyone notice that? Was that in your mind at all, please, when you were trading this?
Sorry, what did you?
The
No.
6400 level. Yeah. Do just be aware of these things. They can trip you up at times.
Okay, I weren't aware of that. No.
Yeah, do. And the other thing is, you hear us say a lot, is time of day. So this is UK time. So you're after the London close. You're okay on that. Between about 4 o'clock and 4:30, the market can be a little bit peculiar. Shenanigans can be going on. So if you are trading through that can be great, but also the technicals can go a bit skewered, go a bit sideways.
Right.
So you did that on ES, that's good. And then did you, on the same day, you jumped in to have a look at the NQ one as well?
Possibly. I think what I done was I marked the NQ to show that I
Okay.
understand the process.
Yeah.
But I didn't take the trade on the NQ.
No, I can see. Yeah. And like we were saying to Nan, good to get yourself into the habit, drawing the lines all the way through. So you've drawn it down, great. But as you saw me sketch onto Nan's, to draw the lines as the trade gets going, or you're thinking the trade's to get going, just to help you along. That can be quite useful as well.
Yeah. Where do you mean? Sorry.
So you've drawn the line down, which is great. Your green line down, that's the one. Yeah. But as it starts to turn and the volume comes in, and you're thinking of getting into that trade, start to draw that trend line away there. So you'd be drawing the line up. So like I know Bruce, that's the one. Yeah. So start to draw that along the bubbles. Think, okay, I'm in that channel. I'm out of that channel. It can help you visually realize that we're getting away from the passive liquidity, and we are starting to move up.
I'll start to do that.
Yeah, worth a go. But no, great. I'm going to throw the ball over to John again, if I may, please.
Thank you.
No, well
Yes,
done, Frank.
Good. Yeah, I agree with what you said. I think on the entry, though, 1 bar before, Jimmy, where you had that huge net buy volume come in? No, one bar before the entry, Bruce. Yes, sir.
On there.
Right
Yeah.
there. All right. I think that would have been where I would be inclined to get long, but you did fine. I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs, but I like to come in with that thrust of volume. Now, as far as your and everything else is fine. Now, as far as your target is concerned, um, on your cloud notes, you have is that the previous high of the day where you mark it at 38?
Yeah, it's the RTH session of the previous day. That was
Okay.
the high of it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you put your target up, 48 or so. And then as the trade is progressing, you have new liquidity comes in at 25. And I think my way would have been to lower my target down to that 25 so that I'm inside that limit from the previous high. And I always try to go with consistency. What is the most consistent route that I could take to a profitable trade? So if you get in at 04 or 05 and you're getting out at 25, that's 20 handles. I mean, that's good money. And and so I think that would have been the only adjustment, because I think up there you're asking a lot. You're going to have
I
to
agree.
break yesterday's high to get up there, and the predominant liquidity outside of this area between 13 and 15 is going to be 25. That's going to be um, the next target area. So I think that would have been the only adjustment that I would have made. But I think in general, all good what you're doing. You follow what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You understand?
Yes.
Okay, Bruce.
The cat.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
We-
The
Cat's back.
I was I was talking, and like I look over and no, I'm muted. No, just something, a few comments. First off, you're off to a great start, as we'd mentioned last time. You're being really consistent here. You're following the process really well. You're looking at your key levels, and then you're looking for your order flow around those key levels. Beautiful. And keep going, keep pushing, and trade it again and again. So you got some feedback from John. Think about, maybe I can get in a little earlier.
Yeah.
Try it, see how it goes. Let it play out, and and the target also. That kind of that I was wondering if John was going to mention that, because this is asking a lot.
I agree.
For it to hit here. I mean, and during these times, who the hell knows? I mean, like, 50, yeah, whatever. I mean, like, it can hit wherever. But I mean, this is back in August. Anyway, and I like that you just set it really high and you trailed. I really like that. So if it does get up here, great. Maybe take your profit. But you're you've got this out of the way up here, and I think that's good. Now you're just managing really nicely. And also I like David's guide here, and I would like to just kind of address this a little bit. The way that or I'm going to kind of speak for David, but the way that he is kind of marking these things up on these charts, it's like a kind of a sketch or a guide to help you. It's not like precise technical analysis. And I really like it because, you just have to get an overall feel here. And then look at the order flow and the levels, and that if it helps you, then use it. It just to it's not like training wheels or anything, but it's more of just like, kind of a bigger picture idea, and you're looking for it to go in your direction.
So it does give me confidence. I don't always draw them, as you've seen on some of the charts. If I have a segue, Bruce, I've thrown the chart that John and I were talking about in the chat. And there you'll see my, as you say, whether they're sort of ski lines on the side of the piece. So the red lines there are my real lines, that's why they are there. I'm drawing them as the live market goes along. This is where we're talking about where John chose to get out just above the core wall, didn't you, John? I think you got out around about 24, 23, round about there.
I did. Call wall.
Yeah, that area. I held out for a little bit longer here, Jimmy, as you know, but sometimes, and I did eventually get there, but it wasn't necessarily straight, was it, John? I did eventually get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, real charts from today, real trades from the pair of us, and that. But look at the green bars, Bruce. Look at the green bars.
Yeah.
And the low volume pullbacks that you've got here, the opportunities to add, get into, and not get into, and everything else to clean up.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, and
there is.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what does this say, David?
It's French. It's for the French channel that I need to join. Really.
Oh Lord!
They don't mind me in spot gamma. I think that's up with me.
I kind of think, David, like your markups, they kind of remind me of like a Rolling Stone album from the 70s or something,
They're hysterical. I see it and laugh my ass off.
It's like this kind of grittiness to them,
Oh, there is.
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
almost graffiti like,
Yeah,
but you know exactly what he's saying. I mean, you can see it. You can match it up and say, "Oh, geez."
Yeah. I call Mr. Trump COTUS, and I won't tell you what all the letters stand for, but people often do cover it. What about?
Nice. So let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Over to Trading is Life.
Yeah. How you doing, Jimmy?
Hello.
All right. Great trade. I think you executed your trade nicely. The only thing piggyback what John said, if you see once your trend line broke, you see the big green bubble, then right after that you see two little red dots. That means sellers was not interested in taking it down. I would have got in right after that to I would have got in right in there and then trail my stop. I think you trailed your stop perfectly. Then on top, once you see the big green on top of the liquidity, you have liquidity on top, you have liquidity in the bottom. You have a big green bubble, then you see two red dots. I would have just exit. I wouldn't even wait to get my stop. Stop. I would have just exit. But other than that, I think you executed the trade perfectly.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, Trading is Life. I'm a little confused. Were you talking about these two as exhaustion here, or these two here?
Those two right there.
Okay. Yeah.
I would have entered right after those two. I would have entered maybe right after those two, and then just trailed my stop up. I think he executed the trade perfectly. Then once I saw that big green dot and it didn't go nowhere, I would have just exit.
Yeah. Okay. And also, I want to answer a question here, or ask a question to you, Trading is Life. So because you're coming in and you're being a lot more aggressive with your trade management and entries, exits. So is this because you are trading a prop account?
Yes.
Okay. So the distinction there for you guys, if you're trading your prop accounts I mean, this is a possible avenue to go to be more aggressive this way, so it doesn't go against you, so you don't get the ticks against you.
Yeah, until you pass, and then you don't have that intraday trailing drawdown. then you can relax. But once you do an evolve until you pass that trailing drawdown, every is against you. So you have to be aggressive and place your stop loss aggressively and stuff of that nature. But yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Just wanted to make a distinction between and why so aggressive and different styles and also different accounts.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And then D&T, please.
I thought I could have swore Trading His Life was gonna say to move your stop out a little bit more. That you're trailing a bit too tightly. Did you say that or not? Trading His Life.
No, I think he traded perfectly because the reason why I said that is due to the fact, look at the heavy block liquidity on top and then the block liquidity. So it can go either way. So he wants to start going against him, it can go down. So I think he traded perfectly because it can go either way.
Right after 1700, he moved his stop up right into the previous swing low. It looks like. So if you go a little bit, yeah, right there, and you go a little bit to the left on the top of that vertical line right there, he moved that like pretty close. So all I'm trying to say is
no, I agree with you. He's close. Again, the reason why I think he traded he managed it the trade is due to the fact that look, he's dealing with liquidity on top and above and below. Even though he has the volume coming in, but he's still dealing with that liquidity because that liquidity he could just get a knee-jerk reaction right down, and then sellers stepped in. So it's like I said, it's about protecting their account, preserving their account because every tick can go against.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're a lot likely to get. I think you're really likely to get stopped out, especially once it goes into that liquidity, that knee-jerk reaction that you're talking about, and it pulls right back down, and then boom, I can see it taking that previous swing where you moved that stop right there, really, really easily.
Thank you.
Okay.
I
agree. And
I agree with you though. I agree with you though. It's a tough thing to manage because you're right next to that liquidity on the offer, and once it gets close to that, it could just turn right around, or it could go into that, or it could turn right around, or it could do what happened here, which is just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, and that's the lucky scenario. That's where you get really lucky, and you can trail tight.
True, but like on the other hand, like Jimmy's been like paying very close attention here, and I mean it's kind of hard to read this chart because it's kind of flatlined because he wanted to put his target in here as well, so he's got all the price action, right? But he's following the pattern perfectly. It broke structure up here. That's when you move your stop up. You want to be 2 structures away, right? So if it's going to create a new structure and back and forth in here, you want to be 1 structure away. He is. And then it looks like it kind of broke it up here as well. And then so he moved it up again. And here it broke it again at this point here. He moved it up. So I think he's spot on. It's hard to see though, Jimmy, because you got the big you got some of the volume dots and the liquidity kind of hiding the structure breaks.
Sorry about that.
No, I agree. I think he's spot on, especially with that block liquidity on top. And again, I'd rather get stopped out and get back in after it clears up instead of giving anything back. So I think he managed it perfectly.
Yeah, and
okay, Bruce. I thought you meant I thought you were trailing behind the previous swing low. So that's what I was talking about.
No, never. I mean, like that's the beauty of it. And this is something Shark, Trading His Life, and Axia Futures had. Axia actually covered it a long time ago in a webinar. of staying, giving it some breathing room. It shouldn't take out two structures, and it can take out one, but if the trend is still intact, it should hold the other one. If it breaks that one, then it's probably going to reverse. Is the idea.
Okay.
But
I have I have a trailing strategy or that I'm trying to refer back to, which is in different regimes where the market's like in positive gamma or neutral gamma or negative gamma. I try to trail different ways according to like the different types of regimes that we're in. A lot of times in positive gamma, you can see a lot more mean reversion type behavior. So trailing tightly, I could see that being a good thing. When you're trying to trail tightly in like a negative gamma where it's just really volatile, I can see you getting stopped real quick. So I think you could, if you know, it might be hard to kind of see this now in like a replay file, but as you start to go into the real market environment and you start to trail, these trailing strategies are going to start to vary a little bit more.
Thank you.
And the what is it called? The target is just as important as the trade management. Because what everybody's kind of saying is if your what's it called, your target's wide, then you have to then your trail is really gonna your trail stop is really gonna be the one that you're really depending on. And it happens too where your target is extended. Let's say for instance that really was your target. I don't think I would have put it that far either, like what John was saying, but I probably would have targeted that first liquidity layer as well. But if you are extending your target out like that, then really your trail stop is going to be is just as important.
Okay.
Yeah, so your target's important, and then your stop is important to start off with, that risk management, and then your stop is just as important. So all three of those factors that everyone's talked about so far are all really important. And I personally have been having to revisit it because I was trying a trail stop recently and I got stopped out. And I usually go a little bit wider. And if I hadn't got stopped out, I wouldn't have made further errors. I wouldn't have made more errors. And what happened is I got stopped out and I tried to keep re-entering, but I kept getting stopped out. Whereas if I just kept it and moved it a little bit, like where I had like originally, and just kind of kept it, then I would have waited out a long period of consolidation or coil. And because you don't know if it's going to coil here, like you could just be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and you could try to prevent. You could, and it could. So depending on like if you get, so you have to kind of see and get a feel for it. So fix your targets, fix your stops, and then go from there. And then when you start to go in the live market, then you'll start to see how these things might change in the real market, because they'll likely change.
So, and Jimmy, I mean, like, this is again, like, this is replay mode, and I know you know that, but I just think it's worth mentioning to everybody again, like, play it again, try it, play it again, try another type of method, and see what you think, see what works best for you. The more and more you do that, the more and more experience that you start to build with the replay. Then when it presents in the live market, in the forward testing or the live, trading, like you'll know how you want to react. Like in that, I put this Axia video into the chat there for you guys, if you want to revisit it. Now, one of the things I think, sure. One of the things I think that Richard from Axia was describing was a breakout when there was all-time highs or something like that, and it just kept on going and going and going, and then he would tighten his stop. He would keep it, like, he'd give it breathing room until it started to get back up into, like, kind of an area where it's consolidating, or maybe it's distribution, and then at that, and it's maybe during the end of the day he's let it trend all day long, and then he goes up and moves it up tighter. either that or even takes a take profit. So so he's not giving back a whole lot. But because at that point, you're look it's probably going to retrace after a long move up or down. So anyway, just some thoughts on that. Let's move on. I think Jimmy, you got some good feedback from everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, welcome, Jimmy. Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you. And good stuff. Oh, let's see. Is this the same one here, David? No, this is the NASDAQ. He did the NASDAQ after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And he didn't trade it. He just marked it up. Yeah. Great stuff, Jimmy. I mean, way to go.
Thanks, Bruce.
So all right, let's move on to let's see, who else do we have in here? Let's see, John, you've got Daniel Rue. It's too bad he doesn't come in.
Yeah, and he did some nice work.
He's been doing nice work for a while.
He did a great silver trade. Yeah.
Laura, talk to him. Have him come in.
Wendell, onto it, please.
Yeah. So I think they speak a lot. I think he's over in Germany as well. So let's see. We've got also T. James, and T. James is also great work. But he's not in here as well. So I don't know. And then we got Vinfra. So Vinfra is here. I would just like to throw it to you, John, and say, like, what would you like to cover first? Maybe you want to go over some of these from T. James or from Daniel Rue before we jump in with Vinfra.
If you think we have time, whatever you want to do.
Well, whatever you think is the most people will get the most value from.
Okay.
We can start with Vinfra and then maybe work into the others.
And if time permits, maybe he is here.
Yeah. Let's do that. Get that and throw it in here. Okay, there we go. And then I've got a few guys I got to go through as well. So we promised we would go through. So
we're running short on time.
Yeah. Okay. And let's see. We got Vinfra up. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. And John, why don't you jump in? You marked up your chart and give some feedback, and then we'll turn it over to Vinfra.
Okay. All right. So this is a low volume pullback trade, and I highlighted with my number one, showing the structure to where it broke from, right around 0500, down there, Bruce, between 26 and 27 over
500 and
right. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So there's the structure that I highlighted. Okay. And I drew an arrow line, my number one, showing the break of structure. And he did it as well. He's showing volume. Exactly. Okay. So there's number one, structure break with high volume. Okay. Then he comes down and he highlights the low volume node, which is fine. And then he gets in with volume. So I agree with what he did here. There's just a couple of things that I wanted to add to it. I thought his entry was great. He's coming in with volume, and his target, I didn't understand his target because he marks a key level, which is that previous pivot high, and then he places his target just above that. Vinfra, and I would think the more consistent way to capture your profits is to be just inside that pivot, so you don't have to take out that previous pivot. And there's a fair amount of money there, so if you were to give up a couple of handles for that consistency, I always try to take the the safest route to be consistent, and I think that would have been a little bit more consistent in just inside that previous pivot, and actually where that liquidity came in at 71.44. I think you would have been best served there, and then and probably would have been a little bit better for you as far as your profits are concerned. And I know I read through your dialogue, and I've read through when you've presented before, but I see in the subgraph there, and I put a hex through it because I just didn't see where that helps you in your decision making. So I mean, you can give us the summary version of what you did, but I would like to know why you include that subgraph and how it's helping you, because I think everything that you need for this trade is right on the main chart. But maybe I'm missing something there. So maybe you can walk us through that and just basically the essence of the trade. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, well, first for the subgraph, um, I think that I'm going to close this subgraph because it uh, it hurts me more than helps me.
Vinfra, I don't know if your mic settings or whatever, but the sound is pretty bad.
Okay, wait a moment. Check my Is that better?
I think
Better.
so. Yeah.
Yes, okay. Normally it's better, no?
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, much better.
So I said that the subgraph does not really help me, and I'm thinking to leave this close because I realize that in fact I don't watch this subgraph, so I think I will let it close, and then for the target. Yes, I don't. I was thinking to target the liquidity higher, and then I said no. This thing I don't know. And in the same time, I chose the stop, and I was thinking the thing that Bruce said in the webinar, and he said, okay, sometimes we learn a lot when we have no target and when we trade the stop. And I said, okay, I will let this away of everything, and I will trade my stop. And in fact, I stopped. I stopped it there at 73.37. I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I think that you see the time frame is a thing that that took some a really long time. It's not like usually we do. It's really really a long time trade, and well, I'm and not because more we stay in a trade, more we can we may stop. So I don't feel very good with this one. I think I will trade it in a few days because it's a little bit fresh for me to retrade this trade now, and I don't want to be influenced by what I did here. So I want to I want to take all the comments, all the insights, and then we traded as this was the first time that I traded. So that's my way to process. And yeah, I was. In fact, I was first for trend line break and accumulation, and then I said, there is something that does not work.
Hmm.
And I saw this low volume node. Okay, let's see. And that's why I trade a low and no trend line break and accumulation. But yes, it's we have the second leg and the end of the pullback, and when the trade go out of this channel, the channel 2, well, we can enter that as trend line break and accumulation. Yeah. Or more earlier when we see the big volume others. But the thing is that the target, I'm looking for
So
a target, and in this time I don't have target above. I have the skill, but I don't have target above the angle number 1. I don't have anything, so it's a
so
little bit
it,
confused this trade.
if I can interrupt Vin for a moment here, so and ask, where did you get this replay file?
Oh, as I said, every time I open up, it's recorded.
Okay.
So
Okay. So this is your replay file, not from the
yes,
program.
no. It's because I've done all the of the program, but I have all these things. Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe sometimes it's they are wrong because if I check the things and observe the market at 10 Euro time, well, I know that I let this open, and then I'm going to school for my year, and then I come back, I'm eating something, and then the US session open, and then come to the webinar.
Vinfra, I'm so sorry. It's very difficult to hear you. The connection is really bad. I think let me just I'll just kind of summarize here what I mean to go over here is it's good that you're recording the data and then replaying it back. I'm not seeing the setup here though, and I think it might be confusing you. I don't know. I don't see a low volume pullback. And then in terms of a trend line break accumulation, I don't quite see that one either.
No.
It doesn't meet the criteria. So I think what I need to do is you've traded all the other replay files many times. I need to continue to build out replay files for you guys that are more up to date and put them in, because stick with those because the setup is in there, and then get used to seeing them over and over again, because I don't know. I mean, I'll turn it over to others, but I don't see it. For me, like, it looks kind of like chop. Anyway, let's see. Maybe I don't know, John. If were you finished? Did I cut you off, or did you have?
Well, I see the low volume node. Am I not reading that correctly? Down to where he has number 3, and I see volume coming in afterwards.
Yeah, I mean there's a bit of that.
That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah.
Yeah. But the impulse
So
move though is not really. I mean, this is usually it starts off with kind of sideways consolidation.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
impulse move.
Yes. Yeah.
And instead, this is kind of just back into the fray, and then you know, there's a ton of selling here. This is not
Yep.
low volume on the pullback in here.
Yep. Yep.
And yes, okay, maybe a little bit down in here,
Mhm.
but this would, I would stay away from it due to this.
Okay.
I just don't know which way it's going to go. And there's a ton of selling over here too, and still more selling over here. So anyway, I don't know if you had any more comments, John, or we'll
No.
turn it over to
No.
okay.
Yep.
Let's see, DNT. I think you're got some expertise with the low volume pullback. What do you say?
Oh, is this a low volume pullback? It looks like a trend line break accumulation. I don't know. I think the trend line break accumulation looks pretty good. If it's that, and the chop, and then pulls that's channel number 2, that channel going down. I kind of like those. It's not low volume, but I do kind of like those where it's just kind of pulling back slowly, and then it gives you that opportunity to get in once it breaks. I like it. I like it, Vinfra. I don't think I have too much to say about it. John had a good point, because that's the same thing that we mentioned to Jimmy, which is you kind of want to be consistent with these take profits, just for the replays for now, because you guys are going into forward trading, and this, you're going to be experiencing this friction where you're putting your target maybe too high, and then you're trying to figure out how to trail, and that's going to be a kind of a difficult learning curve. Whereas if you just set your take profit and then just capture that, especially if you're trading a one lot, I don't know, Laura would probably be able to put in more input on this, because I know she's doing one lot in live trading. But yeah, I just I think it looks pretty good on my end. I kind of like these setups where they pull back in that manner personally.
Okay, well, let's see. Trading is life. Let's before we get to David, since trading is life is in the program as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't think this is a low volume or a trend line break accumulation. I think this is just a breakaway trade. He got in. He got in once it broke the structure right there, which is excellent. But my issue is, where my eyes go. Look where his stop loss is, and then he didn't take the base hit. This goes back to what me and you spoke about, Bruce. Look how he let the trade go back against him. Look how much he gave back before he decided to exit out. That's a tremendous amount of profit that he gave, whether he's trading prop or on account. The trade hit the liquidity. That was a perfect.
Yeah.
That would have been a profitable trade. He gave back almost half of it. So I think the entry was spot on, but the exit was horrible. He let the trade go back against him to the point where he barely made anything. So he should have just got the base. Should have just exited out at the right there. Even if you were trailing, once you saw it started going down, you should have just exited. So
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to comment about. Back to you, Bruce.
I'm just going to toss it right over the fence to David.
Too kind, too kind. Lovely to see the chart. So well done. I assume this is on European time. Would that be correct?
Yes.
So 7 o'clock here,
Yes.
European markets are opening up, Bruce. So the price action, the volume, sure, it's not like the charts we've talked about earlier on, or the ones I've thrown in the chart where the volume bars are, my line, as John sees a lot, Stevie Wonder could see what we're going to do, in which direction. So it's not uncommon. You've got to really sort of, wheat and chaff. You got to get the weevils out here, and so I'm with everyone who's saying there is a trade here, and this type of trade, I'll often take myself in ETH, Bruce, but it's not perfect. There's no denying that. It hasn't got the volume driving it forward. It is approaching the European Open. Yeah, and it could have gone either way. Everything everyone said about where the stops are and so forth, the take profit. We've said several times now about, we've shown what John and I were trading in today, and John was playing it safe. David was being a bit rolling the dice, a bit of a gambler there, John, wasn't I? On this chart, I'm trying to get up to 47, 48. I'm just trying to be cheeky and get a bit more, and I got away with it. But yeah, but as you're saying, really getting that money out at 43 would have been the right thing, because it's come back, as you're all saying, 6 points, which is $300. That's quite a bit of money to have marked. But back to you, Bruce. Back to you.
Yeah. No, thank you. And
be minded of
I think Vinfra, be careful on the ones that you're trading in replay, because this is where it starts, is the replay and building the foundation. So and we did this by design, was that these trades should be pretty clear, so that when people are going through replay mode, they really understand what it looks like, and then that they'll avoid that confusion. I really kind of struggled with that low volume pullback, to be honest. It took me a lot longer than I thought, just because it's like, yikes, this is going to be confusing to people. I know what it is. I know what I'm looking for, but you could argue against it going this way or that way or whatever, and that's what I want to avoid. So it should be clear. We should know what we're looking for, and then we know how to react, and we know how to manage it. You got bits and pieces of a lot of it in here, but I don't see anyone really taking control of this price action in here.
Yeah.
And the thread that Stephen's gone about Vegas, so well said, Stephen. And it's a phrase I've not used for might be a year or so, Bruce. But I used to say this to myself, and the guys who used to trade with it in Forex with Ryan Littlestone or Mike Patterson would remind me: there's trading, David, there's gambling, David, and there's punting. Now, I don't know if this is quite a trade here without getting too bullying here. It might be a bit more of a gamble and a punt, but it's that mindset, which is high risk, low risk, medium risk trades, Bruce. Yeah.
What about Rockstar David? What would he say?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. Good point.
Doing replays on recent market activity too has been pretty difficult. I think Laura brought it up the other day to me, where she's saying that there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the market. So it's like these setups that were clear previous markets and now aren't really as clear in the markets that we've been trading recently. Yeah. So doing replays and training your eye on these is a bit difficult, because you're not really getting the full picture that Bruce is trying to show inside of the replay files that he created. Really weird regime lately, but
particularly in ETH as well.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So when I have done the TLBA file and the LVP file, I asked in the chat, what can I do now to go back to do this, or can I have some replay that I have, because I Bookmap recorded all I have when I open Bookmap. And the comments that I receive is that yes, it's the way to process. You can go and post your replay. So I did it like this. Now, if I can't, well, I have to go back to the replay file that Bruce have sent to us. No matter with this. And here I you see the 4 points. I was for a trend line break and accumulation, but I was really disturbed by this this move that more than 50% that the drop, and then this low volume node that's is there at the rectangle, the white rectangle. And okay, I said, okay, maybe it's a mix, maybe it's a low volume pullback, or I trade. I will try to enter when this channel is broken, and that's what I did. In fact.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, it's really on me to I created the original replay files and I need to continue to update them. It was my intent to go back and update them and continually add more and more. It's been a little bit of a challenge, and in fact, it's going to be that way for a while. Well, for another month or so, until I have some of these other materials built out for you guys. But that's on me, and I'm sorry, Vinfra. So
no matter. You have a lot to do, and you with all what you do. It's not a critic, But I had this comment. I received this comment when I finished the TLBA setup. All the feeds that you sent. So it's a long time now. And then as I recall that all what I have in Bookmap when I open Bookmap, even if I don't trade anything, because I don't have prop firm for me in my running process, it's noise. So I'm waiting for this. Maybe later, I don't know if I'm going to do this or no. So I don't have really to trade in live. So it's all learning, observing, and try to do my best to spot the setups that we have.
Okay. Yeah, no, you've been putting in a tremendous effort, and you've had fantastic progress, Vinfra. Kudos to you. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. Like, let's if you don't mind, Vinfra, let's move on. I want to get to a couple other guys here before we the 6 o'clock East Coast time here, and they are. Let's see here. See, got it's in here. Okay, I've got Tomi. All right, and I've got a couple for you. So it's kind of interesting what you did, and we'll start there, I think, and then let's see if we can also get to Boho. Oh boy, I'm sorry, guys. I mean to and also PMAG. We're all on the list here, and we're kind of running out of time. So I don't know. We'll try to get through it as quickly as we can here. Interesting one from Tomi is that he's got a couple of different trades in here, and they're if I bring them up, they're or no, I'm sorry, that's Taboho. Never mind. So Tomi, yeah, we'll invite you up, and let's take it away here. Excellent. So, yep. Thanks again, Vinfra.
Yeah, thank you, Vinfra.
Tomi, there you are. Okay. Welcome.
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing well. So run us through, please.
Yeah, so this one was the low volume pullback. So that was the huge impulse move on the left at 950, and you can also see on the left that there was a horizontal structure that price just broke out from. So that was pretty good.
Yep.
Then price went up to 6,855 around that. Then I saw the low volume pullback, going back to the structure. And I think, as I pointed out in my message, there were 3 low volume nodes here. So usually what I do is I wait for price to pull back to the low volume node at the bottom of at the top of the structure, because if there are multiple low volume nodes, you never know which one is going to actually pull back to. And I saw skewing coming in. I didn't really see many buyers bringing this higher, but I saw the momentum. I saw the price was advancing back to that liquidity at 6,855. Yeah, and I decided to enter. And on this trade, you can see so actually I didn't really trail my stop loss here because it went up really fast. So but I sent another one where I actually trailed my stop loss based on the structure break. So you can't see that here, but I sent that after this one. But anyway, yeah, and I didn't really see many buyers bringing this higher, but I saw the momentum, and I decided to give it a shot, and it worked out pretty well. But yeah, I think the impulse move was really good because it was on high volume. I saw the delta bars, and then price pulled back to that low volume node. I saw liquidity coming in below the current price, and then there was short-term heavy liquidity, so that's skewing, and then it repelled price, so price went higher, and then once the minor trend line broke, I decided to enter, and I put my take profit just before the heavy liquidity at 6,855. So in a nutshell, that's what I did.
Okay, great.
Basically.
Great. Let's see. I'll turn it over to John.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. After that impulse move, you see where the liquidity came in pretty strong. So it made its move up to 55, not a whole lot of liquidity up there, and then the liquidity came in. So that tells me that, and the imbalance is above the price for the most part on this chart. So I would be looking to get long in here. You didn't have a whole lot of volume that came into the market, so I understand. When you were talking about, I decided to take a shot, and I understand what you meant by that. If there was a huge volume bar, kind of like earlier in the day where I had those huge volume bars come in, you can get long with that. But I think what you did was fine. You had a very measured risk, but it was that liquidity, and your take profit was perfect. So it wasn't an A plus trade setup because the volume wasn't there on the entry, but I think it was fine just as well. Bruce?
Yeah, excellent. David, throw it to you, sir.
Thank you. I'd echo exactly what John said, although I don't think I'd take the trade because I haven't got the volume there. I just don't have the volume there.
You would have been out of this already. You would have been in here.
Exactly. I'd have had the trade then. So I'd be going off to make a coffee. Yeah.
You'd be at the bar.
So I'd be at the bar, yeah. So, but yeah, great charting. Love the write-up there. So really nice. Really well done. Well done.
And just one other thing to add in terms of the liquidity picture. He took his profit, and you see what happened. They canceled and moved their liquidity up. They moved their target up. Market followed.
Yeah.
Added more liquidity above at 60. Market followed.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay.
Yep. Beautiful. This is an age-old kind of order flow trick of like, oh, you came up to here. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just let's just get a little bit higher here, and like just a little higher,
Yep.
And you'll see this, and the skew in the order book is the opposite of what we've been talking about, of the skew on the downside, kind of chasing after. So anyway, it's just a phenomena. I'll talk more about it. Let's turn it over to Trading is Life.
Yes. Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Are you?
I just have one question for you.
Yep.
I saw you got in the trade. Once you got in the trade, you widen your stop loss. Why did you widen your stop loss?
Yeah, so most of the time I put my stop loss just below the low volume node. But or so basically I don't want price to make a lower low, so I put my stop loss. I position my stop loss based on that. So I think that was the bottom of the low volume node. If you see it on the right, yeah, probably it should be a bit higher.
It should have been right exactly where you it came right before you moved it, because I can see the purple dot is right below the exhaustion. That would have been perfect. That's still a little widened, but that would have been perfect. You moved it all the way down. That's once it broke that line. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of points going. It's gonna shoot down. I mean, the whole point is to give back less. I think you executed, then you followed perfectly. I think like John said, once you saw they took it and moved it up, price would have kept going. But other than that, I think you exit perfectly. This is just something you'll learn with Bookmap as you continue to use the platform. You'll see how they'll just move the liquidity around. That just comes with experience. I had to learn that myself. But other than that, I mean, I don't think you should have widened your stop loss, because the market already showed you it wasn't going to go any further, because you could see the green dots right there, and it didn't go down any further than that. But other than that, I think the trade is what David said on the other side. That would have been the excellent move, because that just shot up like a rocket all the way to liquidity. But other than that, I think you executed the trade perfectly.
Yeah, thank you.
D&T.
I know Bruce added a few replay files for the low volume pullback where they sat in this pocket for like, I don't even know how long it was, like 30 minutes. I don't know, something like that. And we know like time just kind of pulling on your trade or trying to go against your trade, and it just keeps getting absorbed, and then finally it breaks out and then goes in your favor. I've seen a couple replay files where it kind of did something like that, and it happens. And this is one of those where you just where you take it, the trade sets up, and then you take it, set your stop, and you take profit, and then you have to make the decision at that point. Well, what kind of, you can micromanage it, or you can just let it be. And when I micromanage these types of trades and I get stopped, and then it goes, and then what I'm trying to say is, when I micromanage these trades and then I get stopped, I get triggered emotionally sometimes. So you have to really kind of figure out what works for you. You can set your stop, and you take profit, and then just let it do its thing. Because I mean, what kind of R factor is it? Because if it's a good R factor, then that trade's in your favor, and you can take that trade X amount of times because you know that you have an edge in it. And if you take a loss in it, then it's just one of thousands of trades, and that's okay to take a loss on it. And that's just how trading is. And this is one of those ones where you just take your shot and let it do its thing.
Yeah. Yeah, nice feedback. Bringing in the kind of emotional triggers, DNT. I would just like to add in here. I think Tommy, maybe you're getting, people are being a little hard on you here about taking maybe this one here, because it's shooting up here really quickly and really hard to maybe grab that. But I mean, there are little low volume pullbacks in that one too. But like, I think I want to commend you, because you've been struggling in this area in here, and now you're reading it really well, and you're being patient as well, and now you're great. I mean, this is really big steps, big progress here. So yeah, way to go. And the and you really leaned on this impulse move as look, I mean, okay, here's some volume, but it's not a whole lot. You're doing great. You look for your target, and it broke a kind of a structure here. It wasn't on high volume, and then it just grinded until it broke. Yeah, it does that sometimes, but anyway, I mean, in hindsight, maybe it's one to kind of stay away from, unless, I mean, maybe like in here someplace it starts to pick up, from my point of view. But like, what I wanted to mention was this up here. So if it's not ideal, then put in the grade for it. Maybe retrade this again, and grade it what you think is correct, and then take a screenshot of that and put that into your notes in your journal, because with your markup, because the more and more you have of these instances, I think it will be really helpful for you. It'll serve you well. Like you'll say like, yeah, I've kind of seen this before, and I don't want to hang out in this for, I know it's only 5 minutes here, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you will look for better criteria, and you will know how to grade it. So those are my comments.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, this is European time, because you were asking about European trading the other day, I think, in the chat, weren't you?
I think this was 10 a.m. New York time, so
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
that was just after market open. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, Tomi, we're gonna have to move on. We've gone over you in detail before, but really nice to, it's really great to see that how you've kind of problem solved this one here.
Yes.
And addressed it.
Well done, Tommy.
Thank you.
So all right, let's go over to who at this point. Hold on a minute. Please get this kind of goofed up. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We only got a few minutes left, and you guys are going to have to duke it out. We'll have to, David, choose a number between 1 and 10.
9, please.
Don't say it out loud. All right, between PMAG and Taboho. So Taboho, put it in the chat, and PMAG, put it in the chat, and we'll cover one of you guys here.
I know PMAG gave a shout out earlier.
Yeah, I know.
PMAG is here.
We're just running out of time.
We're running a BMAC, yeah.
I see Taboho typing.
PMAG, you're gonna if you don't reply, like by default, like we're gonna go with Taboho. Oh, please cover TMAG. Okay, PMAG. All right. Okay. Well, that's very gracious or great, graceful of you. Okay. All right, PMAG, you are up. So let's and oh, hold on a minute here. I need to bring it up. Yeah. Go. Okay. All right. And let's see, PMAG, if come on up to the stage, and let's go through it. So you got a trendline break accumulation, and this was from just the other day, replay file you created.
I can't hear you. No.
No. No, we need you to get up on stage first. You need to accept the invite up to the stage. No, okay. No, yeah, I mean, I invited you up, PMag. You need to accept it. There's a look over in Discord, and then you should be able to click on it and then join the stage.
He's been on stage before.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
I
should-
know, multiple
What
times.
helps me is leaving the room and then coming back in and then maybe trying to send another invite.
Yeah, yeah. Try that, PMag. For some reason.
Okay, I got it.
There-
There he is. There he is.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Excellent. All right. So we only got a few minutes here. Why don't you walk us through, and we'll give you feedback.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for the upgrade. It's very exciting to be a member of the Junior Academy. Thank you, Bruce and Dan, the coaches. I'm really enjoying the program. So
Excellent.
basically, yeah, yeah, you know, my grandson, and I do have a grandson, he's 7 years old, and he says to me, "What is it, Grandpa?" I said, "That's my Nintendo." So this is my Nintendo. I'm enjoying it. It's like a tracker in the forest. You know, you're looking, you know what's happening now, and you're looking for tracks.
My Switch.
So that's fun. Well, here, basically, that's a trend line break accumulation. This is, as you said, it's a forward trading. Well, it's a replay of a forward trading. That's not the trade I took. In essence, I'm not trading actually because I'm originally from the option world, not a day trader. So it's very exciting for me to see this. And unlike the bars and the candlesticks and all that, this is not a goose chase. You really see what's happening and you follow and you track. And sometimes it comes back and bites you, but hey, that's life. This is a trend line back accumulation. I was able to identify 3 or 4 areas with passive accumulation in a downtrend, and then as per checklist, you know, I look for the key level on high time frame. For me, it was the AVWAP, and I'm working on AVWAP or VWAP mainly because I saw John is doing this, and I said to myself, man, I need to give it a try. And I took that as my reference point, as my key level, and look for the point where the trend is broken, and I found it, and just enter a little bit higher than that where there was liquidity, and stay there for a few points and exited again just before a liquidity band, because this is something that trading is life always saying. When you see liquidity, don't exit before the liquidity, because it's practical advice, and I took it to heart. And that's basically it. You know, I identify where the high volume is, and that's what I did. In a nutshell.
Nice, nice. I'm going to throw it right over to John.
Okay. So the key level 70 in my work, 7,400 on the ES this was from yesterday, right? 13th.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Yes.
So that was a key level for me. Reference SPX 7375. So that was a key level. So you have the accumulation, you marked that out very nicely, you mapped it out, you had a little transition phase, and then you came in, you saw the volume come into the market, a lot of good volume come into the market. I think I took this actually, and then you sketched out your target very nicely. So I think it was well done. The key is that volume, and that volume comes into the market in a big way, along with the volume dot. That you can take that trade with a very limited amount of risk. And this is one of those trades where it's either going to work very quickly or it's not, or you don't want to be in it. Or let me say that in another way. It's going to work real quick or I don't want to be in it. So you trailed your stop very nicely behind that large influx of buyers coming into the market, and then you took a reasonable target. So very nice. I'm not sure I'm getting the idea about the anchored VWAP up there. I don't know how that's key. What you're looking for is a level that you can trade off of, not trade to. That's really the basis of the trade. So what you're always in your planning, you're always looking to find, build a framework. Where do you think the market has support and resistance? They are your key levels. And I don't use VWAP for that purpose. My world, it's about gamma, it's about previous highs and lows and that kind of thing. But I can tell you for sure that 7,400 was a key level yesterday. So very nicely executed. You came in with the volume. Very nicely done. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
And I think what you said just now, John, this is something I'm taking away here, because you said the key level is actually where you trade from, not to. And that actually clarifies that for me, because for example, if there is support, then usually it's upward, and when there is a resistance, it's usually downward. So if I understood you correctly.
Yeah,
so
you're trying to align yourself with the masses, PMAG. We're all looking at the same movie, so you're trying to align yourself with that framework of where you think other traders are going to come in. And Bookmap's telling you that. It's telling you that that assumption of 7,400 was a good one, and you can work off of that. So very good. I'm glad we had this conversation. Bruce?
All right, David.
All of that there completely. So it's what we've seen a lot of, Bruce. We're selling and then we're buying. Simple as that. Brilliant. No, well done. No, good to see.
Yeah.
In the chat, just for reference, I've thrown my chart from yesterday where I got in. So respect, you got in a little bit earlier than me. Fantastic. You can see my cat's cradle there completely. Oh, there you go. So this is this was John and me again, fighting the markets. All my little red lines there, but yeah, really good transition. And I know, John, we're getting a lot of questions last night, weren't we, about, let's say, why some of us were getting in at that level. What did we see? And there's plenty in there to see. Time to get along. Yeah.
Yep.
As well as all the liquidity above. No, well done.
Yep.
Let's chat in.
Okay, and DNT, please.
I don't want to take up too much time, but it's kind of funny because I was talking about trailing too tight and getting stopped out potentially and getting emotionally triggered. If you click that image that I just posted in the chat, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is the same trade, and I trailed too tightly, got stopped out. And what this one did is it just actually went sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down. But and then eventually it squeezed. Eventually it went. But this is kind of where the rubber meets the road here. And for everyone everyone that we just went over, this is your target is just as important as your trail, as your stop. All these things are important, and these are the things that we're going to be experiencing going from replay trading into the live market. So and these are all things that we'll work on together, and this is just part of trading, and that's all there is to it. Good job.
All right, thank you. And trading is life. Trading is life. Please.
Hey, P-Mac, how you doing? I'll make it quick. I think it was an excellent trade. I mean, you entered perfectly. Your trailing stop, your stop loss was perfect. Thank you for that. And you exit right before the liquidity, as you should, which, as you can see, went down a few ticks. You mentioned the VWAP. I used the regular VWAP, not the anchor VWAP, because when I first started with Bookmap, I mean, John and Bruce can attest to this. I was a VWAP trader. I did everything around the VWAP. So I still do utilize my VWAP as a key level, whether it's going to be a support or a resistance or as a target. As you can see, you have your anchor VWAP, and you can see you have the white line, and you can see there's liquidity there also. So that could be like you if you have multiple contracts. That could be your first exit. Could have been where you exit, and then you leave a runner to that VWAP. That way, it's gonna go. I mean, I'm pretty sure before the day was over, it went to that anchor VWAP. But I do use the VWAP as one of my key levels, and I set it to start at 9 to reset it every day at 9:30, and I use order flow around that. But other than that, I think you executed the trade perfectly. Not the anchor VWAP, though. I use the regular VWAP. I know we pressed for time, so I'm not going to be too long. Back to you, Bruce.
But I have a quick question, Trading Life. So basically here I use the cache open with VWAP, and also you don't see it here, but I also use the ETH, yesterday's ETH, that is, at 6 o'clock EST. Do you use that as well? I mean, does it give you anything?
No, I don't use that. I only use the regular VWAP as my key levels. So if it's below the VWAP, so I'm looking for to go short. If if it meets my other criteria. If it's above my VWAP and it holds, I'm looking to go long if it meets my other criteria. But I do utilize the VWAP as one of my key levels.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Just a couple of comments, PMag. I think this is fantastic. A good vision. I think you're seeing it just great. I mean, you're seeing the transition. I think John or David said that earlier. You're marking it up. This is a really important thing. It's like, here it is, guys. This is accumulation passively. And you got your key level, and then you're seeing that turnaround right here perfectly, and you get in, and take it up. So fantastic. And in terms of targeting, or your stop management as well. Play it again. See if you can get more out of this. Like, there's a high volume node, there's high liquidity up here. I don't know what the structure is up here, but maybe look for trading it up to there. I know that Trading His Life has, since he's more aggressive, and he's also looking for taking his profit, not having it go against him due to the prop trading, then this is hitting a pretty solid single, and it's a great trade. So fantastic, and you're putting all the pieces together. So good job, great progress, and all the elements are here, and it worked out well. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, it's been we're about almost 10 minutes over, and sorry to Boho, you're up next, and unfortunately, guys, I'm going to be away for a couple of weeks, so we're going to take a little bit of a breather from the sessions, and get back in June, basically. So anyway, continue on in the room, in the pilot program room, as well as in the Bookmap Academy room, and follow up in there. Let's see. I don't know whose turn it is this time. I think it's David now. I don't know, or maybe it's John.
I'm going to throw the ball to John. Go on, John, please. Cover me. Thanks, David.
I think a great way to summarize today's webinar meeting would be to review Nan's trades. The idea that he kept things simple. He was right on target with his entries and his targets. So I think that would be a great way to summarize what we covered here today. And I think I'll leave it at that. Have a good evening, and we'll see you during the next meeting.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, coaches. Thank you,
Cheers, guys.
members.
Thank you.
Take care. Nice
Bye,
weekend.
guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye.